In Umrah, I was making dua for you and Andrew Tate, mashallah.
I am. I'm a Muslim. I submit to Allah, right?
To clarify this, because this is super important to start off the series. The word Islam means to give yourself up and submit to God, which I do. You guys know on this channel, I'm very, very faithful. But part of the saying when you do your shahada to convert to Islam requires two things. One, you must submit to God. And two, you must admit that Muhammad is the last prophet, which I simply can't do because I believe God comes in all languages, so many different variations, and that the kingdom of heaven is within you, not from a book.
Hey Arab, I really appreciate your thoughtful approach to exploring what it means to be a Muslim. You've understood that Muslim means submitter to God, which is a profound realization. You mentioned that linguistically, you could be considered a Muslim since you worship God. As Muslims, when we refer to God as Allah, we do not use Allah for somebody else. For example, we refer to the one true God, the uncreated being who created the whole creation, as Allah. But in English, we see people using God for people like God of singing, God of dancing, God of boxing. They use the word God for many reasons and in many ways. That's why we try our best not to use the word God, and we avoid using God. It's just for your reference for the English-speaking people to understand. In Arabic, Allah means al-ilah, which means the one true God. But the normal word for God is ilah. But when we say al-ilah, it means the one true God. That means the actual creator that has created the whole creation. So we do not refer to any idol, any human. That's not any alienated God we're talking about. That's basically the one true creator. And amazingly, when we see the language of Jesus, which is Aramaic, and in the dictionary, we can see the word in Aramaic, God is Allah. So it reconnects with the same fact that when Jesus spoke, the only true God is the Father, and he excluded himself, and we have many videos on that. We don't need to talk about it, but if you want to explore more, there are more videos. Just to clarify, so if you call yourself Muslim, just because Muslim means the submitter to the one true God, then you need to clarify which God are you talking about. Are you just referring to some human or idols or people you know about? Or are you referring to the one true creator who created the whole universe?
That Muhammad is the last prophet, which I simply can't do because
But in Islam, recognizing Muhammad as the last prophet is essential. He's not the first prophet, nor the only one, but the final messenger in a long line that includes Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. We honor all prophets and their teachings. To clarify, prophets in Islam are like messengers who bring the same core message: submit to and worship the one true God. It's like a book with two rules. The first is to follow God's commandments, and the second is to follow the first rule. Muhammad, as the last prophet, reinforces this message: worship God, not him, not anyone or anything else. Encourages us to seek truth through reason and reflection. This is why we have so many resources for those curious about Islam to explore and understand its teachings deeply. I invite everyone watching to delve into the videos on this channel with an open heart. You might be surprised by what you discover. When we say Muhammad is the last prophet, if anyone disagrees, we must first identify if Muhammad is truly a prophet. If he is, and he claims to be the last, then he is the last prophet. This isn't up for debate or personal opinion. It's a rule set by God. When God sends a messenger, he doesn't ask for our input. He establishes rules and sends revelations to specific messengers and prophets of his choosing. If God chose Muhammad as the last prophet, that's the final word. One of the wisdoms in choosing Muhammad as the last prophet is our current access to information. With the internet, as you're watching this video, it's easier than ever to access resources about Islam. God, being all-knowing and beyond time, knew this future. Out of mercy, God has sent prophets to every nation, speaking their language and relating to their people. He could have sent angels, but he chose human messengers so we could relate to them. This shows God's wisdom and compassion, and in the end, I want to say peace be upon every single messenger and prophet who has brought revelation and who is absolutely part of Islam. We do not reject or deny any true prophet sent by Allah, for their roles were significant in guiding humanity. We love, respect, and say peace be upon all the prophets. Thank you for watching. Salam.